welcome to my channel. This is Sonia, and yes, my skin's not liking me right now, but so I do apologize. But today it's just gonna be a yappy video about Atlus and kind of my further experience, kind of playing all of their titles, not just Persona, but I played some Shin Megami Tensei. And recently I have started and almost finished with Catherine Full Body. So I wanted to kind of talk about my experience with all of them and how I hope that there's things that each of them can take from another. Um I'm gonna not spoil any of these titles. So I'm basically just gonna go over the vibe of the game, maybe talk about a little bit of the synopsis, but I'm trying not to spoil. And I haven't finished Catherine yet, so no spoilers in the chat for any of these games. But for me, I haven't played Catherine. Probably by the time this video is up, I'm hoping to finish at least my first playthrough. But anyway, what I've been really liking about Catherine is that you get to play as an adult man. And most of the people around him are adults. So all of your love interests seem like they're of age. So it's not like you have the weird teacher that's trying to hit on you. You don't have like older women trying to get with you, or you're trying to get with them because you're an older person. And if you're playing as yourself, yeah, we would go for the older ones. Like, it's kind of creepy to go for a high school student if that was, if you're playing as yourself as your age. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And I'm also really enjoying that I do relate to him very much. I think his name is Vincent. I do relate to Vincent very much, where it's like, okay, so you're going through, and I think it's kind of funny that they, like, him and his girlfriend, I think, have been together for 5 years or something. And that's close to me and my boyfriend, so that's probably why I related to a little bit, and kind of where are you supposed to be in that relationship? Where are you supposed to be at that age? And I relate to it so deeply, minus the factor of the craziness that this man goes through. Because the nightmares make sense throughout the story. Like, he's going through this event in his social area, and then there's the horror of what could that mean for him. And it doesn't involve cheating and everything, which, both parties, like, you probably understand that at some level. Now, is it funny that they're all named Catherine and all this other stuff? Yes, but I think I'm not going to spoil any of it, but it's so interesting of how they play him. And you get to relate to a character finally. Like, it's been like double-digit years since I've been in high school and have had to deal with high school drama. So even though Persona, like, goes really dark, it's still high school students being high school students. So still have to worry about homework. Now, that's a little bit of, I've been graduating for a little bit, but not that long, so I understand the homework situation. But it's just like the small little things that we as adults take for granted sometimes, because the many vacations that these kids get is ridiculous. But also in Japan, you only get 1 day off of school, so, I kind of, it's a hit or miss thing. But that's the whole thing, though, is And Shimigami Tensei has a mix of both too. So you still have the high schooler, but it's like the end of the world and we're dealing with that, and we're not, I guess in 5 years still going to school, like the school's still there, but not really. And like, how do you navigate that? Like, your whole life's been rooted out because it's the end of the world. So it's a lot more of a darker topic because of what's going on. So, I mean, as much as I would like them to be older, is as much as in Shimigami Tensei, if they're like a little bit younger because of the topic and what they're going through. Sorry, guys. I don't care as much, but in Persona, it's because we have that social aspect. Shimigami Tensei is the only Atlus game that hasn't picked up on the social stuff yet. And I don't think they're going to. They do have you can make arrangements with demons and stuff like that, and you can talk to your demons, but it's not the same thing as like when, you're trying to date one of your classmates or something. It's way different than, because you're just trying to get the power up or you're trying to get an item from them or something. So it's a lot more focused on the combat, where Persona and Catherine, they still have combat, they still have stuff like that, but it's like a half focus in the game. Like, half of it is you're focusing on the social aspects, which can give you power-ups in battle, don't get me wrong. But it's also like, if you're playing the game, you want to know like what Makoto is doing, and you want to go through that whole story because you think she's so interesting, like Futaba, all that. Yes, I only picked Persona 5 because those are the only names that came up in my mind at that time. Even though Persona 3 is my favorite, and I think Persona 3 is a good mixture. Sorry. It's a good mixture of Shimigami Tensei and Persona. Like, it's the first Persona with the social, but it's the darkest Persona because of the topic of death. And that's their theme. So even though they're high school students, they don't feel like high school students. And that's the thing, too, that Persona 4 got perfectly. That Persona 5 and Persona 3 did not. Because I still feel like Persona 5 is still very dark. Like, you have to deal with Anne and what she goes through. And then you have to go through Haru's story. And it's just this whole, what does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean to look like how Anne looks like? And having these old men like flaunt at you. Like, so it gets really down and deep when it comes to the topics that, in all honesty, like, some of us might have faced some of that in high school. Probably some of us did not. It just depends on what school you went to, what they allowed, what they didn't allow, that type of stuff. And that is something that I think is very important when it comes to, like, when we're talking about like Shimigami Tensei 6, Persona 6, other titles, like, they have a potential of going somewhere that's a lot heavier, a lot darker, and you can do that with like adults. I think it would be kind of cool, like, if you had somebody, like, like, how do you handle, like, a true relationship? Like, you live with this person, but you have to be like, oh, I can't make it to dinner tonight. And then, like, how do you deal with that suspicion? And, um, how do you deal with kids and balancing that out and then being a secret, we'll just call them Van of Thieves just because that's but, like, how do you balance that? Because when you're in high school, yes, you do have parents. Most of these kids don't. I try to figure that one out. Makoto at least had her sister. That was a little bit relatable. I guess for Yuji's mother was like, yeah, he's just doing his shenanigans. An's just, like, living in an apartment by herself, I guess. I'm like, okay, I guess you have to explain how they got away with whatever shenanigans they're getting away with, I guess is. And then in Persona 3, like it's their club. And then, like, in Persona 4, I'm like, nobody is questioning anybody? There's no logical sense. I want some logical sense in my next Persona game. I don't have to question it. But that's just what would be interesting to me is, what are they going to do next? Like, what? Sorry, guys. I haven't yawned in a video for a while. I'm so sorry, guys. But that's just, like, my thing with it. Like, I really want, like, adults. I really want to play as an adult. And obviously they can figure it out because Catherine Full Body has adults. All of them adults. So, and it's just been an interesting concept with Catherine. Sorry, guys. Because I feel like they can discuss those topics. And I think they can make it into the next Persona. Like, maybe not Persona 6, but it would be kind of cool maybe in Persona 7. Unless they have, like, 50 billion spinoffs of Persona 6. Which I'm tired of that too. Can we just make a game and have it complete and then go to the next one? I know we had that with Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts had a whole bunch of spinoffs. I just want main titles, I guess. Like, sorry, guys. I mean, you have Birth by Sleep, which is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games, but I just want to be an adult in Persona. I want it to be one game, not a bunch of spin-offs, and then I want to go to the next one. Is really all I want from Persona. Shin Megami Tensei can stay away. Shin Megami Tensei is. I don't see them really changing too much of what Shin Megami Tensei is. I could see maybe them going maybe to the Baton Pass. I could also see them potentially, if they really wanted to ramp things up, maybe having it as, like, a human team instead of you and demons. Because you kind of have that in Vengeance a little bit. So maybe they're going to lean more towards that, which would be cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. To get a little bit more of a characterization. The thing I did not like about Shin Megami Tensei is you're just, like, one character. The demons sometimes are interesting, sometimes are not. And sorry, guys. And I feel like they're a little too hard, I think. I could even put that, like, I don't think there is, like, an easy mode. I don't know. But they just, like, I feel like Shin Megami Tensei is like the Dark Souls of like all those games. So like if you're going into that like thinking you're gonna have an easy time, like no, it's not Persona. It's not Persona on safe mode, okay? Uh, it feels like Persona if I knocked it up to hard mode and it's like I'm on easy mode and it's ridiculous. Um, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come up on chat. Like I was playing Catherine. I was like thinking about like, yeah, they could do this. They could make us adults, and it would be great. Anyway, like and subscribe. I am not doing as great in February as I was in January. I feel like it's just I haven't been reading very much. I just got over a really horrible migraine for like the last 2 or 3 days. Um, and I've just been having headaches like ever since. So I might come on maybe with more chatty videos instead of like actually talking about books that I'm reading because I'm not reading too much, but we will see. But anyways, like and subscribe, and I will see you in a video coming real soon. Bye.